Good afternoon again, brothers and sisters. Welcome to our video. Those videos we're shooting on YouTube, we encourage you to share it to other members, share it to other people, share it to every single one in the school bus industry. If you're part of 1181, if you're part of any kind of union, any company, those kind of video is good for you guys to educate yourself. Sorry, because I am on the street. My duty is mostly on the street. My duty is mostly driving kids from home to school, from a field trip, to go back to school, to go back home, and back and forth with them on the street. That's why I might be on the street. You hear a lot of noise, you see a lot of cars passing by, you see a lot of people passing by. What we're going to learn today, we're going to learn about the grievance forms. Grievance form at 1181. And we're also going to learn certain rules and regulations, certain rights the Constitution of United States of America give us. And a lot of institutions, a lot of company, a lot of places where you work at, they use certain law to make the law on certain organization, like the freedom of speech, freedom of assembly, freedom of opinions, freedom of petitions. Like certain company out there, guys, you don't have those kind of freedoms. And even you speak yourself, even you defending your rights, certain company go and retaliate you out there. And sometimes you don't even know what to do when they retaliate you. Today, we're going to talk about that form. Where did form coming from? Sometimes a lot of companies, they don't have that form. A lot of institutions don't have that form because they do a letter. What kind of letter? How they call the letter? This form called grievance form. Grievance form. Grievance form, they use it on 1181 if you want to make a complaint about certain people. So you have to express you from this form. They have a format, they have a formula how to use this form, how to address this form, how to handle it, and who this form supposed to be reached to sign it and to take it to your union. Most of the time on 1181, they don't tell you about this form. Okay? So what we're trying to do now, it's very important to try to explain you the First Amendment. What is the First Amendment? Usually the First Amendment gives you the rights to do this. Okay? The First Amendment gives you the right to do this. And when you do this form, because of a manager don't treat you the way they're supposed to treat you, or member of the union, somebody do harassment, sexual harassment on you, you have to use this form. If you feel like your union misrepresenting you, you have to fill out this form. Usually our union don't teach us about this form, and it's more, sometimes it's more important for you to call National Labor Board, and National Labor Board always send you back to the union. Sometimes National Labor Board telling you you have to fill out a grievance and see what they're going to tell you, see what they're going to do, and if they don't do anything, come back to me. What is the First Amendment? The First Amendment of the United States Constitution, it protects 5 freedoms from government interference. Okay? The First Amendment of the United States Constitution protects 5 freedoms from government interference. Religion, speech, press, assembly, and petitions. Okay, so freedom of speech. Okay, freedom, you could talk. Freedom, you could express yourself. Freedoms, you could put people together to demand what you want. Okay, so you're gonna see how people cannot retaliate you when you put a complaint, when you saying enough is enough, when you say you cannot take it anymore, when you say our pension is too low. If we spend 25 years in the board union, and our pension money will be $1,400 for 25 years. $1,400. It depends how old are you. So we calculated it. And 25 years and 2-3 years, the way we're living now, the way we are living, the cost of the living, it's so expensive for someone to spend 20 years in the union to get paid this money. So that's why we talking in general to see if our board union could raise that money. At the same time, if we want to do that, we have to fill out that grievance. We send it to them. Or we might have to do a letter. There is a big difference between writing a letter, a grievance letter, and a form of letter. The grievance letter, it's more appropriate for members, for a group of people to send a letters the way they're doing it, the way they said you're supposed to do it. Okay. What are the limits of free speech? A lot of people don't know that. The free speech have a limit from the government. There is certain things you could do, there are certain things you cannot do. What are the limits of free speech? Free speech does not give people the rights to say or anything they want to, or anywhere they want to. The government can restrict speech that is defamatory, threatening, harassing, or likely to provoke unlawful action. Okay. Now, people start getting motivated for them to say enough is enough. We've been working for a long period of time. Certain people, we know they contribute on the union too, but they got more money than us when they retired, and we got less money. And we're still working, we're still putting in the effort. We are the one who's making the nastiest job in the school bus industry. We want our money to raise up a little bit. So once you say that, you have people that's going to oppose you. And when people, those kind of people who oppose you, they are the kind of people you paying to represent you. You see? They oppose you. So now you have the right to do certain things the way you're supposed to do it. I don't see there is a provocation. I don't see like you trying to do defamatory or threatening people. You see? So that's mean you have a form to do that. You have a way to do that. What is freedom of speech? Freedom of speech is a principle that supports the freedom of an individual or a community to articulate their opinions and ideas without fear of retaliation, censorship, or legal action. Okay. You have the freedom of speech. You could speak. You could tell what does not make you happy. So there is no way for somebody to come to retaliate you. That's why I was telling you last 2-3 weeks, I was talking about employee bills of rights and employer bills of rights. The bills of rights, how they do the bills of rights. The bills of rights, they took it a little bit on the freedom of speech of the First Amendment of our Constitution. That's mean no one can stop you to tell you, no, you can't do that. You can't speak like this. It's any way they could stop you, any other way they could stop you if you threatening somebody, if you're doing something wrong to somebody, and they could stop you. Okay. What is a grievance? A grievance, let's go to a grievance letter. What is a grievance letter? A grievance letter is a form of complaint to an employer regarding a serious issue that significantly impact on employees' ability to perform their job. Okay, so there is so many ways you could have a grievance. There is so many ways to put a grievance for somebody. You could put a grievance for an employer. Of course, we could put a grievance for our union that's misrepresenting us. Of course, if somebody is harassing me in the job, I could put a grievance. Of course, if I feel like I am in danger of something, I could put a grievance. Of course, a group of people could put a complaint could put a grievance against something they looking for, they cannot have in it, and they have proof they could have it. They could put a grievance. You could put a grievance so many places, so many where you could put a grievance to National Labor Board. You could put a grievance for a person. You see, a person might file a grievance with the NYC Commission on Human Rights, where to get help. In New York City, you can contact the NYC Commission on Human Rights or the NYS Division of Human Rights. You could put grievance, of course, for a union. I was repeating that. Misrepresenting you. There's a way to do it. I was telling you the other day on Facebook, you could do a letter. There is a way, there is a format. You could write the Attorney General of New York City to helping you. Gotta be a group of people together. Gotta be an organization to tell her, come and help you. And soon you do that, it's going to be a federal investigation. There will be an investigation for what you're saying. When you make the letter supposed to have the name of the organization, the group of people, not everybody else's name. Like if I'm doing a letter regarding how the board union treating us, we got to put 1181 union, the full name. We got to put our address. If we have an address, we have to have an address. If they have address, of course they have address. And we have to put the issue, exactly what they doing to us, what happening. You have to put the whole of those stuff on the letter. You see? And the grievance forms I have here, that grievance form, you have to know how to do in it. You have to learn. You could ask your substitute, your delegate, say, could you help me to understand these grievance, and could you help me to fill it out? Okay. what happening? This is what our grievance saying. Grievance form amalgamated transit union, amalgamated transit union, local 11/11/1061. The date, hire date, tenure date. Okay? Name, ID, job classification, company, and down there you have to put in the middle statements of grievance. Place, what happened, who was involved, remedy sought from employer, date, talk to the manager. If you're giving the grievance to the manager, you could give it to, you could put a grievance for the shop steward, for the dispatcher, another co-worker, a mechanician, anybody that's doing certain things, especially harassment, like discrimination, all of those stuff. The shop steward have to sign it, and they have 3 copies in there, 1 for the company, 1 for you, and 1 for the union. Guys, it's about time now. Just a little bit of brushes I give you in grievance form. So we're gonna have to leave, and we see again another time. Bye bye.